It's the sharks falling in Barnsley. In Dewsbury too.
What's up, YouTube?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's good.
What's up, YouTube?
Hello. So I thought it's been a while since I did any Stuart Lee, and obviously I met him, and he recognised me, as the title of my video goes, which I guess I'll put at the end of this if you haven't seen it. It's very, very exciting. At least it was for me. The video is probably not as exciting as that, but you know, it's nice. So I'm going to do something from Snowflake, which was the last show he did, and this is probably my favourite bit of the whole thing. It rounds off the first half, which is the tornado bit, and this is 17th of March 2022 in Harrogate, and or if you're American, Harrogate. Uploaded by John Hodgson, I see, and I don't know how long this is. Relatively long, I think, you know, compared to something that's shorter. So let's just dive in, and I don't think I'll bother giving any context. It will ruin the first half for you, sort of, if you've seen it before, so spoiler alert. Let's literally dive right in. I think I've already done that. And what's this? It's just audio, but it's fine. As long as you're not deaf. Shit, sorry, I can't say that. Right.
I went away and I googled the phrase, reports of sharks falling from the skies are on the rise again and no one on the eastern seaboard is safe. And it turned out that is a description of a modern American horror film called Sharknado, right? In which a tornado snatches up loads of, some people see it, snatches up loads of sharks, it drops them on land and they kill people. And for 2 years, for some reason, that was on my page, that description on Netflix, and they wouldn't do anything about it, right? I don't know if the same was true in reverse. I don't know if on the Sharknado page, there's a picture of a surfer's head being bitten off, and underneath it says, more deadpan humour. From Britain's master of the multiple callback ending. That's what this is, of course. So I looked into it further, and it turned out a lot of these American horror films, they're based on British horror stories from the 20s, the 30s, like M.R. James stuff or Arthur Machen. I mean, The Birds, for example, that's based on Daffy du Maurier, isn't it, from the 20s or the 30s, and then, you know, and Sharknado turned out to be no exception. That was based on old British source material as well. In fact, in 1959, when he was appearing on Broadway in Beyond the Fringe, Alan Bennett actually he supplemented his income writing anonymous horror fiction for the American pulp magazines. And I can't give you sharks falling down on stage in a stand-up show tonight, but what I can do, I'm just going to finish the first half by reading to you briefly from Alan Bennett's Sharknado. Nora. Watch the gathering breeze blow the dandelions bare in the front garden as she anxiously awaited the grocery. It would ensure Colin's 70th birthday celebrations were well stocked with wines, cheeses and nibbles. Friends and relations had been summoned to the couple's neat semi, and Nora had planned every moment of the event in meticulous detail, from the admittedly rather squeezed seating plan. Some guests were going to have to eat their dinners on the kitchen sideboard. To the songs and speeches that would follow Colin's birthday meal. There was only one blot on the horizon. Well, there should be a big laugh there. It's probably because that bloke went out. Do you want me to do the voice or just get through it? What do you want? We don't seem to have got the main idea of this bit. Do the voice, alright, okay. There's only one blot on the horizon. A strangely garbled local radio news report suggesting that huge and ferocious sea creatures. That should have been before. We're raining down onto streets of Barnsley. But Barnsley were 30 miles away at least. Across the law. And the weather outside Nora's front window seemed normal enough for the time of year. Colin and Nora's oldest friends, Alan and Mildred, had already arrived. They were settled down in the kitchen, sampling some of Nora's homemade sausage rolls. A course of action which Colin thought displayed an unattractive streak of impatience. Help yourselves to... Oh, I see you already have, he quipped. In the sitting room, Nora nervously tuning the radio. Apparently, the fallen sea creatures had been identified as sharks. Though the particular breed was yet to be specified. And the mysterious purple cloud containing them was now heading towards Nora and Colin's hometown of Dewsbury. Yorkshire folk were warned to stay in their homes and not to go outside. Not even to fetch clean washing off the line. Or to chase a gypsy away from a tree. Nora looked back into the open-plan kitchen diner. The sideboard at which Alan and Mildred were sitting, munching the nibbles, was situated in what suddenly seemed a somewhat perilous position, directly beneath the rather flimsy-looking glass skyline. Nora nudged Colin, gestured towards it, and whispered to him quietly, so as not to alarm their guests. Colin, reports of sharks falling from the skies are on the rise again. And no one eating on the sideboard is safe. But it was too late. The first of the sharks crashed without warning through the shattering window, and shards of glass embedded themselves in a ham and tomato quiche. Nora looked up from the ruined celebration flan to see the falling shark, a great white, she thought, rolling around on the Axminster, a floral design which they had put down when the extension was built. Mildred's head was trapped between its jaws. Alan tried in vain to wrestle her free, but succeeded only in severing his wife's head from her spasming body. Without even a moment to grieve, Alan found himself in mortal combat with the displaced sea creature, his massive tail thrashing around the room, sending sausage rolls and vol au vents flying, many of which were crushed into the carpet, creating stains, which would be difficult to remove at a later date, even for Nora, who had worked in the dry cleaners for a short while after leaving the dentist's. Other guests had arrived in the front garden, which was now awash with dozens of falling sharks, their huge jaws making mincemeat of the fleeing pensioners as the newly tarmac driveway foamed with blood, the garden path slippery with disgorged human intestines. 4 spleens, for example, and a number of pancreases. It was then that a crestfallen Nora had to accept the facts. Colin's 70th birthday party was not going to go quite as she had planned.
Oh. This should have caused me to have a coughing fit. Oh dear. It's just that voice is so funny. It's I think it's one of those routines or bits that probably once you thought of that, it just wrote itself because it's just funny. I mean, the juxtaposition of Barnsley and sharks falling out of the sky, and Alan Bennett is a great Alan Bennett impression. It's the sharks falling in Barnsley, in Dewsbury too, and it's just brilliant. He performs it so well. It's written so well. It's so apt, I guess, is the thing, and it just it's that sort of combination of the banal and the spectacular, really. There's a number of pancreases. Yeah, something very obviously very, very English about that, and about Alan Bennett. And you probably have to be at least my age, sort of 50 or over, or maybe slightly younger, but to really remember Alan Bennett. He used to be on TV quite a bit. He was sort of well, I don't know, I'm not going to start trying to remember what things he was involved with because I'll probably get it wrong, but he was, I think, possibly Cambridge Footlights and all that sort of thing. And I think he was I think he knew like the Goodies and the Pythons, who's sort of around at that sort of time, 50s, 60s. Anyway, so that is very good. Thanks for watching. More Stuart Lee. That's got to be something like my 50th or more Stuart Lee reaction, but he's just endlessly creative and funny, and I'm very much looking forward to what he's going to do this year. I don't know if it's going to be a full show. I'm sure I saw an interview with him where he said he does a sort of proper show like every 2 years, and in the year in between he just does sort of just gigs and just sort of does bits and pieces of new material. But I don't know, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So thank you, and let's round this off. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, comment below, and don't nobody go nowhere.